Lupus Awareness Month, and survivors of the disease put on their walking shoes to show that lupus doesn't run them, they run lupus. You're looking now at video from the Crowning Lupus First Lupus Walk in May of 2014, where survivors, friends, and family pounded the pavement for the cause in Aiken. It was a sea of purple, blue, and white t-shirts circling the Odell Week Center that day. That year, the walk raised over $2,000 to benefit those affected.
You know, we don't have an LFA chapter in here in South Carolina, so it feels great, and it's really a blessing to bring it right here because we have so many survivors in the CSRA with this disease, so why not bring it home right to them?
And I am so pleased that we have Jade Nelius with us right now. I met Jade several years ago when we presented her with a Giving Your Best award for her group that she founded, Crowning Lupus. And this is something that I really like, Jade, and I want to share it. The mission is to help lupus survivors and their families become adaptive to their given circumstances while spreading seeds of energy, growth, and positivity throughout communities nationwide. Right. I think that's wonderful. And Jade, I was so impressed with you because you have had lupus since you were a teenager. It caused you to miss a lot of school. And one of my favorite stories about you is the prom that they brought to the hospital, your high school prom that they brought to the hospital.
Right. I always say Grey's Anatomy took my story.
Oh, well, tell us a little bit. I want to share with our viewers a little bit about your background with lupus.
Okay, so, you know, I was your typical teenager doing competitive cheerleading and, you know, just doing the things that teenagers do, and we started having issues where my arm would lock up and I couldn't straighten it, or my foot would get so swollen that I couldn't put it in a tennis shoe. And we just thought it was from, you know, your competitive cheerleading, you're throwing girls that's 150 pounds, you know, in the air. So we just assumed it was that. And then, you know, to come from that to getting an appointment with one of the best, to me, rheumatologists in the area, and finding out, you know, if we would have waited just another day, that I wouldn't be here today because my platelets dropped. Because the type of lupus that I have is SLE, and it's called systemic lupus erythematosus, and that affects your organs. But for me, it affects my blood platelets. And, you know, finding it out, it was just kind of like a culture shock for me and my family because, you know, we've never heard of lupus. You know, at that point we had never heard of it. No one in our family had heard of it. And so it was like all this information was pounded on us. And so my mom and my dad were trying to learn what lupus is, how it affects, and then also trying to keep me calm and, you know, just help me to deal with what I'm dealing with. You know, here I am thinking, oh, I don't have to go to school today, and then not realizing, no, this is a lot serious. And it wasn't until they started poking and prodding me and had to take all these blood samples that I realized, okay, this is not as fun as I thought it was gonna be, you know. And so, you know, from that, you know, not being able to do everything that everyone else did, you know, it made it difficult being diagnosed. But, you know, I was blessed that I just had that mindset that, like, you know, I'm not gonna let this hinder me. And so even though I had it, I think I kind of took a little bit more chances than I probably should have, but I just was determined not to be identified by lupus.
By lupus.
Right.
And the other thing that I admire so much about you, Jade, is that you, as a very young woman, took the attitude that knowledge is power, and you realized that you needed to help other people with this disease.
Right.
You had a lot of knowledge and you wanted to spread it.
Right.
And that was how you formed Crowning Lupus.
Well, it actually, you know, it started as a campaign, and it started as Give Lupus Rural Treatment. And at that point, we were just like, you know, we want to raise money for...
Didn't you talk in schools?
Right.
And a lot of
and so we were just like, we just
state?
wanted to educate, and we wanted to get the awareness out there. And then in, you know, visiting different schools like USC, and we talked with church organizations that were local, we realized, you know, wait, there's survivors around here that really need help outside of me just advocating. So what else can we do? And then that's how Crowning Lupus came into play, because we realized, you know, yes, we want to advocate, yes, we want to raise awareness, but we want to be able to help. We want to be that hand right there to let them know we're here.
And one way you do that is with your annual Lupus Walk. We've got the dates to show you right now. It's the 4th annual Lupus Walk coming up on Saturday, May 20th. Starts at 9:30 in the morning at Virginia Acres Park. That's over there at Odell Week Center on Whiskey Road in Aiken.
It's a great time for us to really unite and really just make a roar for lupus.
You can go to WJBF.com and just click that Jenny link, and I'll have all of her contact information and links to Crowning Lupus and the walk. And you can read so much more on her website about what she's doing. You're an amazing person, and talk about using your personal challenge to help others. It's amazing, and I respect you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Miss Jenny.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.